All right, I'm back. I'm back with just an update, just to see if we're on the same page, and so that you can see, like you, I have been working on my poncho. Now, on this one, as you can see, I've worked maybe about halfway down, and I just thought, just so that you can see how it's coming along, and see if you're, this is what we're about to start. When I look back at the part one of the video, when I'm talking, sometimes, trying to remember what I need to tell you, try to remember which round I'm on, try to remember any special information. You just get off sometimes. But never fear, because, at the end of part one, on all my tutorials, I try to give you an information page. It's not a pattern per se, but it's just information I've taking the time to write up, on my computer and put it on the screen so that you can kind of at least have some reference points or know where you should be. So if I said a round that was off or two on when I'm teaching or sharing the tutorial, just know that there is a page that you can go back. And like I said, this is a very simple project, so don't get wrapped up too much and start ripping things out. All right, now when we left, I just wanted to remind you of the sheet. So when we left, now I'm going to take the sample. As you can see, here's my sample. It's still on the needle, so you cannot really get an idea of how much I have finished. And yours will be the same. It's on my 936. And that's where we had left off on the one that I'm working, that I'm doing the demo on. And I'm sure, if I have enough yarn, like I said, I just grabbed up some scrap yarn. If I have enough, this is a pretty color, I'll probably do, should I finish it or just forget it? And see if I can get it finished on down the road, not anytime soon. All right, so let's just take a look at what we have. At the end, when I left, we had really just finished the neck, and I kept saying, oh, there's only going to be 5 increases. Well, I was off a little bit. That was the neck. The last round we finished, we added the markers so that we can start, this officially starts the body. Now there will be 5 increases in the body. That's what I think I was, but I think I kind of made you think of the whole poncho. So on the body, here I've got the beginning of the round, and I have all the markers in. Now, on this, on working the body, we're going to be doing, like I said, 5 rounds of increasing, and we could do more, but everyone will get 5 rounds. The thing that we need to do is now to be able to count. Let me just say this. Once we start the increasing, the lace takes precedent over everything. It determines where the increases will go. On the first round, or the right side, I'm going to just call it the right side of the lace, it'll be the row where, we do knit 2 together, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. That's where we will add the increase. That's when we will start the increases on that round. We'll know. All right, and then on the wrong side round, or the round where you do taking all the yarn overs off, knit 1, knit 2, then purl 1, and then knit the last stitch. That we will call the wrong side, and we just simply just knit around. All right, let me show you this, because I think I don't want to get it confused any more than I have to. All right. Officially starting the body increase rounds. Now, if you like to tally, or if you like the clickers, or if you like the row counters, you're going to need something. I'm going to do old school and just do a handwritten tally sheet. See that? I've numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 rounds. On the first round, which we are about to start right now, because the lace will be on the first, that's the first row of the right side. I put R for right, W for wrong. I will be doing the increase, and then I will go all the way around. On the next round, or wrong side round, I will simply just knit. And then the next right side round, I will knit. Then the next wrong side round, I will knit. That will bring me to round increase number 2. Does that make sense so far? And I will know it because I will be on the right side of the lace. The lace dictates what we do on each round. Does that make sense? And I follow the same steps. I've increased, then I'll just, on this wrong side, I'll just knit around. On the next right side, I'll knit around. On the next wrong side, I'll knit around. And guess what? I'll be up to increase number 3, and then 4, and then 5. So I'm going to do mine this way and just check my little boxes, check my little places as I go. So you'll have to decide a counter or a clicker, or if you want to do it old school, or if you can tally with just a little, tally, you can do that. Whatever you're used to. If you're new, I suggest you follow this so that you know where you are. Make sense? Good. All right. Here I am, and I have my sample here. Check and see if I'm on good. Yes. I think I need to come. Yep. Come to the right, Jay. Come to the right. There you go. All right, so I have my caps on, which you should always cap your needles to save your stitches. There's no reason to lose stitches simply because you didn't want to put the caps on, or a rubber band or anything to keep them on the needle. All right, so I am just knitting. This is the round we've just finished by putting the markers. That's where we left off. This starts the body and the increase. This will be body increase round number 1. Now, to make it easy, like I said, because the math was getting all out, and I'm trying to think of a common sense way to do it. So I'm simply going to have everyone to do knit 8 and then make 1. Knit 8 more, then you're going to make 1. Knit 8, make 1. Every size, everywhere you're going to do. And so I'm going to start you out by, here's my round. I can tell it because there's a tail. I put a second mark, and then there's a mark at the top, just so in case something falls off or I get confused. So I did 1, 2, I'm doing 3, 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, and 8. All right. Now, if you hold your needles, the points apart, you'll see the first strand of the first bar right there. Take that and put it onto the left-hand needle. I'm right-handed and I'm a thrower. If you're left-handed, I guess you'd be doing the opposite, or I don't know how to continental, so you'll have to know what you're doing. All right. Then, after you put, let's do it again, just lift that strand or bar up, put it on the left-hand needle. Now I need to knit it through the back loop like we did when we did the first the increase a little bit ago. Make 1. Now I knit that stitch through the back loop. I went from, I had 8, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and now I've increased by 1 stitch. There's number 9. All right, everyone, everywhere, every size. 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, that's 6, 7, 8. If you get distracted, count backwards, or either look for the stitch with the little, look, it looks like there's a little purl bump right underneath it. There it is. So I know that's the increased stitch. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I'm going to make 1. Pop it up, put it on the left-hand needle, and knit it through the back loop. Just like that. Alright, now the count starts again. 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, that's 6, 7, 8. Okay, pull up the bar, pop it on the needle, now knit it through the back loop. Alright, now I'm going to work around to my first marker. And remember, the round Remember that imaginary line that shows you where one shoulder comes across the center of the neck to the beginning of the round and the opposite shoulder. So I want to work, so this is my back. Yours should be marked. We're not confused. The front, we've already put in a different color markers to mark where the lace when we get to it. I will see you when I get to this shoulder marker on this side so we can, I can tell you the next step, how to proceed as we get to the front. All right? Back in just a minute. All right, so now I have increased around till I see my next marker, which represents like the opposite shoulder marker. Now I have a white one, so I hope you can see that, but you have whatever color. And let's see, I am everyone, everywhere. Remember, you are to do, you knit 8, so 1, 2, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I lift up the strand or the bar between the needles and knit that stitch through the back loop. Just like that. Okay. Now, as you can see, I can tell I don't have 8 stitches, but I'm going to knit the rest of the stitches to the marker. So I won't have an increase. I don't have enough stitches till as I'm going towards the marker. Here's my marker. So I just knit those stitches. Now this is what I need you to do once you reach the marker. Slide the marker, and then I want you to start a new count of the 8. So we start a new count, and I'll explain in just a minute. So let's just start. So that's 1. I don't continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and continue. I stop whatever's on this side of the marker, slide the marker. Now I start a new count. 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now I will find the bar, lift it up, increase by making 1, and knit it through that back loop. Okay. Let's continue. I see I can continue on. I see my lace marker coming up. So 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, I lift up the bar in between and knit it through the back loop. All right. Again, I don't have enough stitches, so I simply knit off what I do have. There's like 2, 4. Let's make sure. There's 2 4 stitches left, so I'm just going to knit those 4 stitches off. Just like that. Alright, guess what? By the color of my marker and where I am on my oval or circle, I'm at the front lace. Alright, I'm going to slide my marker, and I am on the right side of this lace, the 2 rows. I'll say row number 1, I'm on, which was the right side. Alright, that row is simply, this is a row where you're going to knit 2 stitches together. Remember my little cocoa stitch, knit 2 stitches together. Now watch, yarn over, slip, slip, reach back and knit those 2 stitches together. Like that. Okay. Now, if you notice, this lace is a multiple of 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you get lost, simply stop and start and check for the 4 stitches. All right, slide the next 4 stitches up. You can do it like that. You can slide up, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Alright, I can just reach back and grab 4 stitches, push them up with my thumb or finger, knit 2 stitches together, whoops, just like that. Then we will do, you're going to go yarn over, slip, slip, reach back and knit. All right, now you're working across the lace, and this is the front or row 1 of this lace. All right, as I get towards my other marker right here to end the lace, I will be right back. All right, so I'm up to the end of the lace, and I'm down to the last 4 stitches. Remember, this is row 1, and I did put that on my little sheet. So you knit those 2 stitches together, knit 2 together, then yarn over, then slip, slip, knit. We've just finished row 1 of the lace. All right, now slide my marker. All right, now stop. When we were on this side and we did our increases before this marker, I had 4 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. After I did, there's my last increase, and then I just had 4 stitches. So I just knit those 4 stitches, and then I worked the lace. Now I'm on this side, and I want you to start with the number of stitches you have left. So if you have 6, if you have, let's just go ahead and do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I start with 4 that are not part of the increase because I had 4 extra stitches on this side. Now, of course, you can guess why I'm doing this, because let's just look. I'm laying it out here. You can see the lace starting to, how the stitches are starting to, with all the yarn overs. All right, I need to keep this lace centered. I need to keep the front of the lace so it doesn't start going one way or the other way. So I'm keeping the lace centered by keeping these stitches all the same. They grow at the same time. They may be in different places, but they're going to be the same number by the time we get to the end of the sweater. This section right here, before the lace and after the lace, they should have the same amount of stitches. I started with 20. You have to look on your schematic to see what you started with. But no matter how many times, we're going to continue to increase this section and this section. They will grow and they will be equal. So, all right. I had the 4 extra stitches, so I just went ahead and knit 4 stitches, just like that. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to start the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I lift the bar and I make 1 by knitting through the back loop. Start the count again. I'm working up to my beginning of the round marker. Okay, let's see, we should have, let's see, 2, 4, yep, we do. 1, 2, that's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 8, and that brings me right to the marker, but I still have to make 1. Because I have to have the same number that I had on the opposite side. So I lift the bar up right before the marker, knit it through the back loop. Okay, that I'm going to go ahead and slide my marker and take 1 stitch to hold my marker. All right, now let's talk and tell you the next step. All right, so I lay it back down in the correct way you should lay it down. Here's the lace right here in front because it's marked. Here's the back. And I'm going to change my marker when I get over here. Yeah, I think I'll make it red. I don't know why I didn't make them match the 2 shoulders. I'll make them match. But anyway, can you see that? We have just, now look, this is where I'm going to take my little schematic out. My little, like I say, now you're going to have to do your clicker or your little row count or whatever on my handwritten increase sheet. Alright, I just did the first increase. Can you see the plus sign? And it was on the right side. Can you see that? Now, but it's not that whole increase thing is not done until I go ahead and do a knit one round, and the lace will be on the wrong side because we have to work the lace when we get there, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then we'll do another right side and then another wrong side before we move to another increase. So let me knit around. No increases. We've already done the increase for this round right there. Now watch. So now I'm just going to knit around till I get to the lace. Just knitting all the stitches until I get to the lace zone, because we've already done the increase for this round. The round is really we're working 4 rounds. The first one is an increase, and then I have to work 3 more rounds, if that's the way you want to say it. Sometimes I would get confused, so I wrote mine out. Oh Lord. If you hear a little drip drop, it's a rainy night in Georgia. We needed the rain really bad. Feels like it's raining all over the world. So if you hear some of the drip drop, that's just rain outside of the window, dripping on the ledge or the air conditioner unit or something. But it's like a drizzle, it's not a storm. Alright, so as you can see, now I am knitting around. After I've done that increase, I am right here getting ready. I will meet you back at the lace section, ready to do row 2. Well, I'm calling it row 2 just so you can understand where I am. Row 2 is the wrong side of the lace section. So I will be back shortly, and we will work that just to make sure that you remember how to do it. I see my lace marker is coming up. I have simply knit around my circle or my oval here of my neck. We are working the body, and we're trying to get our stitches as evenly as possible to get beyond our shoulders. Once we get beyond the shoulders, then it's pretty much, really easy. Alright, I see the lace marker right there. I'm entering my lace zone. This will be row 2 of the lace. We've already done row 1, so if I was knitting this flat, this would be the wrong side of the lace. So that's why I'm trying to make sure that I say it in that way so you know what I'm talking about. Alright, now let me show you this. And I hope I'm on camera. I'll bring it closer. For those who may get confused with these yarn overs, we did a double yarn over. If you would just separate, push the first 4 stitches up. I'm going to show you how to keep this as simple and not have a lot of problems. Just take and go ahead and push with your fingernail or your thumb or something. Push the first 4 stitches up. That's the lace right there. All right. On row 2, which is this row here, okay, I'm going to knit the first stitch. Then I have the two yarn overs. Can you see those 2 strands? I'm going to knit the next stitch, pull it off, but hold on to the back of the strand. Hold on right there. See, it becomes like an elongated stitch. It looks like a mistake. Can you see it? Now I'm going to bring this yarn in front and purl. This is the only purl stitch. Purl that stitch and then yarn in back. Now I'm going to look and knit the last stitch. Guess what? I have 4 stitches on my needle. Just like I started, but I have a 2 yarn over hole right there. Does that make sense? Alright. Now, stay in pattern. Push the next 4 up. This is just a helpful hint for you if you're still new, or these double yarn overs kind of like, oh Jay. Okay, the first stitch of the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I knit. The second stitch right there, part of the 2 yarn overs, just kind of separate. Hold them right there. I knit. Take half of it off. Hold on to that half. Yarn in front. Now I knit that long strand, and then yarn in back. I have to knit the last stitch of the 4. See, so now I have the 4 stitches. Push the next 4 up. Don't worry about all these others. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just work in 4s. Push the next 4 up. Keep them separated from the rest of the pack. There's 4. Let's go. You knit, knit. See, it's a rhythm. Yarn in front, purl 1 stitch in that long strand off. Yarn in back, knit the last stitch. Push the next 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry about anything else. You see the stitch? Knit. Knit the next stitch. Take it off. That long strand, yarn in front, purl through that, under that strand, yarn in back, and knit the last stitch. That was 4. Push the next 4 up. See, if you just take it like this, in 4s, let's see, and you'll notice that a lot, since these yarn over, sometimes they cross over. So I know the first thing you when I first started, you're like, oh, I've dropped a stitch somewhere. I wonder where is it? No, I realize. So you do have to watch that. That's why I say if you push 4 up, they will usually uncross themselves, and you can see plainly that I have 4 stitches. Okay, let's go again. It's the same pattern. Knit, knit. Pull it off, yarn in front, purl through that long strand, yarn in back, knit that last stitch. The next 4. And like I said, if you push them up, they will uncross. Knit, knit, yarn in front, go under that long strand to purl, yarn in back, knit the last stitch. And you will continue around. Push the 4. Just work in 4s. Knit. Knit. Yarn in front. Purl under that long strand. Yarn in back and knit. After a while you get a little rhythm, but just see it's crossed right there, but I can see. But if I separate them into 4s, you have to take your fingernail sometimes and uncross them. There you go. Now I have 4. The 2 yarn overs are right in the center. See those 2? Okay. Knit, knit, yarn in front, purl up under that long strand, yarn in back, knit. That was that little stitch I got out of that book. It was called Train Tracks, I believe. But when I did my little Coco Mania scarf, you know, I gave it it was after that, our little new tennis star on the horizon. One of them, there's quite a few now. Yarn in front, purl under that long strand. And so, that was just my little way of being part of the excitement. Alright, let's see. I'm going to push up the next 4. Make sure there's 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So I knit, knit, yarn in front, go up, knit a purl up under the long strand, yarn in back, and knit the last stitch. Alright, you should end up with 4 stitches. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. There they are. Okay, knit, knit, yarn in front, purl up under the long strand, yarn in back, and knit. Slide the marker and continue to the beginning of the round. We still have to go all the way up to where our round begins. But I'm going to stop here for a minute. I'm taking my little paper. See, I know you laugh at my little old school method, but watch. I can go ahead and put a check mark, check. That I had already increased that first round, and now I just finished the next, that round. So I've got to do 1 where I'll work on the right side, or row 1 of the lace. And then I will come, then the next, last round, I will work on the second round of the lace, just like we just finished, before I can check off these rows. Then I'll move to this round. Then I'll move to this round. See? Alright, So let me just get around and I'll see if I need to come back and do anything else or show you again, or we'll just see. All right, back in just a little bit. Remember, I'm right here now. I'm on the, I've already done those increases, or that increase row. Now I'm here, or group. I don't know what I'm saying. It's late, people. But I want to get as much of this done. Okay. So, all right, I'm up to the lace, and I know it's row 1, or right side. See? So, because I've increased, so now I'm ready for row 1. Get it together, Jay. Get it together. This is going to be good. Get it together. Row 1 again. You can tell it's row 1 because you can see the yarn overs have been worked. Push up the first 4 stitches. Just separate them from the pack. The first 4, you're going to knit 2 stitches together, then yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Okay, move to the next 4 stitches. See it? All right, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. All right, so now you will just continue across the lace, and then when you get here, how many stitches did you have over here, the extra stitches? I had 6, so I will knit 2, 4, 6, then I start the 8 count again. After I knit the same amount, because we're trying to keep the lace centered, so I need the same stitches. So I had 6 extra stitches over here, and I just knit, then 2, 4, 6, however many you had, then I start the 8 count. 2, 4, 6, 8, make 1. 2, 4, 6, 8, make 1. And then I knit to the beginning of the round. Does that make sense? Are we on board? Do you have it? I'll get across the lace, and then maybe I'll come back one more time just to make sure, and I'll show you that I'll start marking off this increase group. All right, back in just a minute. All right, I'm just made it through the lace. I didn't want to repeat that. So, but now on my schematic, or on my count as I came across, I had 6 extra stitches on this side of the lace, so I'm gonna just simply work 6 stitches on this side. We got to keep the lace centered, so 2, 4, 6. There are my 6 stitches to match my side. I don't know what yours are, but you could just match it. Now I start the count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, reach down, pick up a bar, put it on, knit it through the back loop. Oops, got a little snag there. There we go. All right, let's continue. Knit 1, 2, that's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, but I still have to make, even though I'm at the end near the mark, I still have to reach down and put that bar, on, and knit that through the back loop to increase. Now I can slide the marker, and I'm going to take a stitch, and then we'll talk a minute. So I just finished increasing and doing the right side, row 1. So I'm going to put a big check mark there, right there. Or you can cross it out. If you don't want to check mark it, you can just cross them out. Either way. So I know now I don't have to increase. I just start knitting in the round and work the lace on the wrong side. Knit in the round, work the lace on the right side. Knit in the round, work the lace on the wrong side. Then guess what? I'm ready for number 3. All right, so now we need to talk. Everybody's clear on that. I think, like I said, I wrote mine out because I could it just helps me. You know, I'm a visual learner, and I know, okay, I'm on the right side, I'm on the wrong side. All right. So let me tell you what we need to do now. Let me see if there's anything else on this part. Nope, everything is set, ready for you to keep working. Now on the original, the one that I'm working in real time. Let's see if I need to back out anything. Let me back out just a little bit. Okay, on this one, we want to go from here to 2 or 4 inches below your elbow, depending on how tall you are or how long you want it. Okay, then you will stop and you will wait for me there, because that's when we will start working on the end 1 by 1 ribbing. There's we started with 1 by 1, we want to end with 1 by 1, but we will not include the lace in the 1 by 1 ribbing. We will work the lace separate and do something a little different to at the end. We won't put 1 by 1 ribbing here on the lace, only on the whole body of the poncho. Does that make sense? So you have some work to do all the way. Measure, get someone to help you. It doesn't have to be exact. I just said about 2 inches below my elbow, so I'm working up. This is about 8 inches, so I've got about 8 inches more. I've got about 8 inches more, people. So guess what? You will get part 3. And we'll just call it Jay's Knit. I finished it. And maybe I'll have this one. Well, I have to show you what I did, and then I can maybe put this one, wear this one, or whatever. So now we start. Finish up all your increases, all of these. Then you will be in the clear to do nothing but knit in the round and do the lace. Knit in the round and do the lace. And like I said, I've got to get to at least 16 inches. So I'm below my elbow. And then I'll be ready to share with you how to put our 1 by 1 ribbing on the bottom edge. And keep our lace nice and pretty in the center. I know, isn't it funny? The simplest designs take more work. I could knit 2 sweaters by the time I did this. But you know what? Nothing beats learning something. I'm telling you, the next time you see this and we put a different lace in here, we will be we'll be rolling. So don't be in despair. Don't get tired. Don't quit. Look, we can do this. So just take your time now. You know what to do. Keep a good tally of your increase and just stay in pattern. I will see you back for part 3. Jay's Knit. I finished it. So, all right. See you later. Happy knitting.